Okay. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another stream of timing. On today's stream, the board has to grow. Oh no. This is probably gonna drive me absolutely crazy. Oh no. What if I just... I can fix it like that. Okay. Hello everyone. Welcome again. Let's turn on some music, background music. That's a bit too loud. Okay, there we go. Hello, I have an echo? The fuck? Oh, okay, good, I don't. Okay. Let's see. So I've got new things to add. Yay, how painful this is gonna be now. According to the amount of folders I have, you can't wait for the Victor bashing. Oh, we'll get a lot of Victor bashing, don't worry. Not our chat Victor. Our chat Victor is good, but this Victor in game is bad. According to the amount of folders I have, apparently we're on week 8 of playing this game, which doesn't seem quite right, but I'll listen to what I wrote for now. Where is Discord? There is Discord. Where do you rank Act 2 BB? Is it better or worse than the one? Worse. Unironically, it's worse because the ending is shittier. I find it even more boring. Hard to believe that yes, but it is in fact more boring than the other shit. They're both horrible, but this was so dull I wanted to tear out my eyes at times. What a fucking nothingness of a chapter. God, what even happened? I'm trying to remember now. I know we liberated each location by accident in Code Steel 2, but I'm trying to think about what actually happened in this part. I'm just like, I don't fucking know. Did really anything happen? I'm legitimately having a hard time thinking if anything happened. I rescued Toa and Alphin. Okay, yeah, that happened, right. Was there anything else? We saved some people, not like they were in danger in the first place. We wrote Thor students, that's it. Wow, that took way too many hours to do nothing then. Right. Cassius. Okay, who do I... Hold on, let me put them on here for... Okay, first off, we need to copy and paste these things in a couple times. Okay. God, I showed this board to some of my friends. They agreed. What the fuck have you done? Goodness gracious. You with large icons, copy paste. Get strong. At least you get to see Cassius and Chloe again. That has to count for something. Man, it's Cassius, a character I never really cared all that much about. And Chloe, a character I do care about, but really won't have anything to do here, I suppose. What a shame. Right, I need Rocksmith. Oh, fuck, do I? Can someone post a Rocksmith in the Discord? He was in Azure. I don't have access to my Azure shit anymore, I think. Do I? Do I have access to my Azure shit? Oh shit, I might. No, I don't have Rocksmith in my folder, it looks like. I'm double checking right now. No. Oh, no, I do have Rocksmith. Oh, fuck, there he is. Found him. Someone posted out most notable characters of River not being being not relevant to the media plot, which may be true, but the poster may have forgotten about the optional content relevant in future games. Yep, like, Jesus Christ, do you really think, like, the healthy couple here is gonna be important? Let's see, who else do we have to add? Got Cassius, Chloe, Rocksmith, Albert. Albert, yeah. I need Olivier, Tovo, Mueller. I think I can go to... Is there a new Olivier? Oh, there would be a new Olivier one, right? Because he now looks different, right? I still need... Is Mueller on this one? Probably not, actually. Tovo should be on here somewhere. There he is. How many characters are going in the trash can? I don't know, probably quite a few. Sarah got Mueller. Victor, we got Irina and Gwen I need, that's right. Ah, yes, Irina, aka what the fuck were they thinking about? Oh, God. Okay, I really need to think about this. I was overwhelmed yesterday from everything that happened, so I had a really hard time thinking about like why I hated everything. I want to give that more thought. Like why do I not like that entire scene, like that entire ending of Act 2? I want to give a lot more thought into that. I think... Okay, let's start off from the beginning. The pacing of Act 2 in general is a very shit. It's incredibly shit. It's painfully slow. The end of Act 2 was slow too. Like, I'm normally a talking person, but that was... the title of that stream, Yapping Time Extreme, turned out to be exactly true because... Holy shit, that just went on forever. And yeah, no, it was like, a big problem was it was incredibly dull. Like, that was definitely a big problem of the entire act. So by the time we got to the part of the act where something actually finally happened, I was already somewhat exhausted. Like, I was already really bored at that point, because nothing of note had really happened. Do I not have Mueller on this board? Doesn't look like I do. You would like to add that the main twist isn't really a twist. Which part of it is supposed to be a twist? You want Mueller as well? If there's an updated portrait for him, sure. I'm having a bit of a hard time. This is the one I've got of him right now. Olivier B. Oh, yeah, I forgot that's meant to be a twist. I forgot because that is such a non-twist that I can't even believe they... I think the worst part is they don't actually explain how he survived. It's like, it's like George is like, okay, I'll leave a gravitational barrier up for like 24 seconds. The place is gonna explode in 15. You'll be alive in there for a little bit. Okay. Ah, wow, Blue Blanc saved them. How? He did. But how? He doesn't have any... No, he saved them. But how? You Blue Blanc isn't like a fucking witch. He can't actually teleport, right? He can only use like tricks and shit. What the fuck you mean? Could he? No, he got him out. It's like, your explanation isn't an explanation, just shit. And then there's also the fact like the entire thing is so contrived. So let's remember for a second, what was Cedric supposed to do? What was Ozzy? He teleported himself. We only ever saw him teleport himself. Yes, and he apparently managed to teleport like 10 or so people out of there somehow. No explanation of how, but you know, he did it, which is so unsatisfying. I wasn't expecting it to be satisfying, but I'm still disappointed. Like, he just fucking teleports himself and everyone else, and it's just after the explosion, just like, you don't have an explanation for this, huh? Nothing. Oh, okay. That was stupid. Not to mention, like, the entire, like, I'll say this again. I'll try and say this. So, Cedric. Okay. Cedric was sent over here by Ozzy. Okay. He was sent here by Ozzy. Got it. Okay. Fine so far. And Ozzy wanted him to, I'm sorry. Ozzy just wanted him to fucking say hi and that's it. That was legitimately the reason what Ozzy said was, I just, like, are you fucking with me? Ozzy wanted to send that entire fucking force, essentially, to say, hey, bitches, we know what you're doing. Bye-bye. Really? Why is it that fucking... that the only character who seems on the villain side, who's been proactive and actually wants to get shit done, is Cedric? Everyone else is like lazy as shit, it feels, and I doubt all of them have an explanation for this. Mueller 1 just says Transparency, Olivier 1 posted. Okay, let me get those. Hi, Ark. Complaining about Trails of Code Steel again. And how, like, the fact that the only evil character who's doing anything well is goddamn Cedric, who is actually trying, while everyone else is just being half-assed about actually trying to win this shit. I really don't like it. I straight up despise how they've done it. And again, Cardinal fucking Sin. The villain saves them. The villain, the motherfucking villain saves Pro tags. Do I even need to say why that's stupid? Do I even need to say why that is the dumbest shit in the world? Oh, I'm happy you're enjoying Metaphor. I should buy that game. That's a nice choice on the traditional save, though. The problem is, it's a... Okay, so... Admittedly, we need more context right now. The board looks incomprehensible now. Nah, this is fine, Ark. It's totally easy to understand. But, the problem with this with Ozzy saving them is... you have to now keep this in mind. I have to think about if there is not an answer given onto why Ozzy would do this, and it has to be a good answer, then this is a plot hole, essentially. If it's ever revealed at the end, like, no matter what Ozzy's plans are, that, like, Ozzy does have reason that he should have wanted them, like, captured or eliminated or any of that stuff, then this is shit. Then this is really shit, because that just means Ozzy would have saved them for no reason. When you have the villains save the heroes, and you don't explain why immediately, you have to be very careful as a writer to keep that in mind and make sure you're not contradicting any of the characterization of the villain. You have to make sure it makes sense for them to have done what they did. Like, it's a very easy thing to mess up, and I don't think the game is going to do it correctly necessarily. As well, like, Kyle went into it a lot during that stream, but, like, okay, so, a big part of what the game was trying, I feel like a lot of villains don't really like killing people the way they are written. Which is very weird for certain people, like, I'm sorry, Ozzy and everyone on the fucking, look, okay. Literally everyone on Ozzy's side has heard fucking Alberic say they're gonna cause the end of the world. If they're expecting not to end up with a fuck ton of blood on their hands, I don't know what they're thinking. But, like, it's just... The entire thing with misinformation, too, in this case, is perhaps the most egregious example of what the fuck is everyone talking about in this chapter, in this act part. Because, let me remind you, everyone was like, my god! Everyone was going... Oh my god, they're gonna use this opportunity to spread information that Calvar did it! That we're planning on attacking them! And it's just like, bitch, you guys are planning on attacking them! You're planning on a counterattack! That's literally what this meeting is! They have no need to lie about it! You are literally planning to attack the nation! Like, if they shot and killed you all, it'd be fucking entirely justifiable! Easily so! The fuck are you people on about? Like, yeah, it would have been a great thing for them to kill every one of you. And it's like, oh no, we need the Awakeners to the rivalries. Fuck, who cares? They revived from the dead anyway. Kill the rest, we don't need them. It's just like, what's that 4chan post? It's something really funny that Clips posted in the Discord before. I find it really good. It's basically making fun of how much of a self-insert Yuna comes across as. Like, she definitely was not in this story beforehand, and it really does feel like that if you played the other games. Very funny. There's no need for information. Leaders got found by a terrorist group, and they were in coalition against Erebonia. Yep, it's all true. It's like, it's actually ridiculous for everyone to be like, God, no, you guys are gonna use misinformation. And just like, no, they don't. They literally do not have to lie. It's kind of crazy how everyone's screaming out misinformation when just like, no, they're really not. All right, I need Valimor or Dyne. Hold on a second. I was... Maybe that's why Rocksmith got out as president. I gotta say, too, like, Oh god, Musei. What do I even say about her? Musei is fucking... Musei is terrible. Musei is a terrible character for a bit more of a complex reason than I would normally say, which in this case is just you have written a character to be intelligent, and you have failed to make them intelligent. She's not necessarily like she's a bad character because everyone speaks so highly of her, while everything she does is very stupid. Musei's plan being incredibly asinine, like simultaneously the Panda Group was pinned for the whole fight. It sounded like a Ram the Glorious. Yeah, that was dumb as shit. But everyone was like, it's the only plan we have, and it's like and then everyone's like, Musei saw this coming. This is and her plan for the worst case scenario was. Her plan for the worst case scenario was, I'm sorry, ramming. That's a good maneuver. Fuck you. What? That was your plan for the worst case scenario? Seriously. To ram. Am I getting fucked with? And then you just, it was a moment of just ridiculousness to hear, like, yeah, ramming is like, are you kidding me? And then her plan basically being, hey, we're gonna fucking make a defensive wall around Erebonia. Anything else? No. Are you gonna push in after you manage to defend for a bit? I'm not gonna say. So what's the fuck's the point then? Like, the plan is so asinine as well, Mil Mirage, because it is the simplest of plans done the worst ways. It's, hey, everyone, let's work together. Good idea, very simple plan. Kind of will be hard to pull off. Okay, you guys are gonna stop the advancing armies. Okay. Anything else? No. But you're gonna send your forces in after the initial wave to counterattack, right? Right? What the fuck? Why aren't you saying anything? Oh, and that fucking... Oh, God. This stream is less bored, making a lot more complaining. Goddamn. But... Then there's the fact that both... Okay. A lot of people went like, oh, we're gonna take a second path. BB, the Operation Mil Mirage, even dumber prize. We'll get there when we get there. You have a long rant. I'm excited for that. And then the SS... Okay. The three groups which said no to the plan. The SSS, the Bracers, and Class 7. Of those three who said no, the Bracers is the one with the best reasoning and the best has an actual plan. It's like, sorry guys, we don't want to participate in a plan where a lot of people are guaranteed to get killed. We're going to do what Bracers do best and protect the civilians. We're going to start evacuation plans. Hi, S-Best, ranting about the story. Which is like, you know what? Good on them. That's an actual plan. They actually have ideas of what to do. They disagree for a good reason. It's in character, and they're not going to just sit on their asses and speak about it. And then you have the SSS and Class 7 going, no, we won't do it. Do you have any plan? No, but we'll find a plan. Just like, bitches, you have no fucking idea. If Olivier didn't show his ass up, you'd be watering the country with no idea of how to do any fucking thing. Are you shitting me? Hell, Olivier doesn't have a plan anymore. No one has a plan of how to actually stop this shit. You talk about a third path, but you guys have no idea where to even start. I hate that. I despise taking the moral high ground when you have no plan yourself. It's like going to the trolley problem, being like, here's the two choices, and you're just like, I'm gonna make a third choice. It's like, oh, what's your third choice? Give me some time, I'll think of it. Dude, I don't know, but I'll figure something out. It's like, motherfucker, You said you wanted a third choice, and then you're gonna stand by and not do anything? You actually don't have any ideas of what to do instead? Not even gonna jump on the track yourself? You're just like, no, I don't want to make those choices. Well, you've got to make a choice. I choose a third path. Oh, what's that choice then? I don't know, but I'll find it. It's like, the fuck? Yeah, Olivier's plan is shit too, because it's just, hey, I'll give you the courageous. That's not a plan, Olivier. No one knows what the fuck they're gonna do. It actually annoys me so much. The fact that no one seen that the third path. So in Code Seal 2, I'll say this. I think the third path was done better in Code Seal 2, if for no other reason than it was stupid for there to be a third path, because there was obviously their goals were in line with the military. But you know what? They were just doing the same thing the military was doing, which is fine. That's fine. It's not joining with the military up was stupid, but you know what? They actually were doing something at least. Even if it was just what the military was doing. In this game, instead, it's like, guys, we're gonna take a third path. Oh, okay, again? What are you gonna do this time? You have a plan, right? Right? No, you don't? Oh, okay, fuck, shut the fuck up then. It's just incredibly frustrating. I will also say, gameplay-wise, that ending was shit. That was actually a terrible way of doing it, and I described on Stream why, but like, again, Code Seal 1 and 2, whenever you were going to have a fight with forced characters, you were allowed to open up the camp menu. You got the camp menu opened up, and you were allowed to change everyone's setup, and you were allowed to adjust. It's like, okay, that's good. So that way if you were caught off guard, you were allowed to like fix up your characters at least. This game, fuck you, fight with all of your characters. No, you aren't allowed to make changes yet. What? No, you don't know what the gimmicks of the characters are, the enemies are. Just fucking go in and fight. Oh, by the way, 3 of them have death blow. Do you not know that? Oh, well. Like, what the hell? The game does learn from that. It even says X is a fight with N phases. Please equip your teams. I don't get it, especially Rax, because it's a case of like, you did this well last time. What the hell happened? Like, it's not a case of this is a problem they've had for a long time. This is a problem that's come into existence with 3 and 4, which just makes it so odd. It's like, what the fuck happened? You didn't have this problem before. Now you do? You screw up or something? Where the fuck did I... Oh, did I not fucking actually paste the Mueller shit? I probably didn't. Yeah, Olivier... I question so much about like that, like also that just there was so much posturing in that fight, by the way, that I really just do not care about it. Like power levels are so... I'm gonna use the bathroom. I want any of you to try and post in the Discord if you can find it while I'm using the bathroom. A power scaler. Like, if you guys can find anything giving power scaling for the show series, I'd want to see it. I'm gonna use the bathroom. Be right back, be right back. You have one, but it's a massive spoiler. By the way, I'm back. Obi-Wan is a spoiler, not for cares though. We're not even halfway through Koji 4. That one, yeah, it's a big spoiler. Okay. But I'm not gonna get into it again right now, but yeah. This series in power scaling has ruined it entirely for me in so many ways, because power scaling isn't... Might I remind you guys, might I remind you... Oh shit! Victor's so strong! Had a literal conversation... Oh, right, I need Bardass. I forgot. I don't think he's made an appearance yet. Oh, yes, Bardass. Yeah, but he fought McBurn 2 on the defensive, and he fucking came out fine. So that means Bardass is stronger, right? He's already on the board? Did I forget about him? Where the fuck is he? Oh, I did forget about him. Yeah, I understand why I forgot about him. He's an arse. But yeah. Oh, wow, Bardass fought the same... Is somehow, like... Isn't Bardass stronger than Victor, then, if you just go with normal shit? It's like, Victor had a hard time and even got hurt against McBurn, but Bardass, fucking, he didn't get hurt. He actually managed to keep up fine enough. Like, what the fuck is this shit? Oh, God, just... Oof. Oh, right, and this was revealed late into the cutscene, but it recontextualizes everything and is gonna harm the story in general, so I'll mention this again. They have the fucking mech with spatial annihilation capabilities. And they can fly, they can go around, they don't need to be attached to any spirit veins now. It's like... Well, McBurn didn't go into super form or bring out the crazy sword against Bardass like he did with Victor. I guess, but at the same time... we have fought Bardass in that form, and we have had cutscenes afterwards that don't show the characters on the back foot completely, and even... keeping up with them decent amount. So it's just a case of like, are you kidding me? But that is a good point, Espes. That is a good point. But yeah, again, the mech with spatial annihilation is here, and I am honestly flabbergasted. They've okay. So Carrie, I want you to understand that it matters a lot for a. So let's say they never use it against the main cast for reasons. You can come up with a lot of good reasons. You can come up with a lot of good reasons why they won't use it. You can. Okay. Why not use it in the war? Might I remind you that the Aeon that existed with that Aeon was the most dangerous one that existed during the crossbow independence part. For a good reason, and it was a massive deterrence, and now it exists again. You fucking deploy that, and Mil Mirage is gonna fall no matter what. Mil Mirage literally cannot beat that shit. That thing can take down probably the entirety of the operation of Mil Mirage in a week. Like it's fucking ridiculous. Its existence bends everything around it because it is such a strong weapon. Everyone, even in Azure itself, everyone was talking about how the fuck do we get around it, because it is that kind of thing. It is a nuke, and everyone has to figure out how do we work around the nuke. Sometimes you do something not because you can win, but because it's the right thing to do. Sorry, hold on. You're talking about the spatial destruction mech right now, or something else? Oh no, Mil Mirage. Okay. Okay, so that I can get what you're saying there. I can understand that. Okay. When you typed that out, Carrie, I was like, that doesn't sound like we're talking about the same thing. And then I was right. Okay. Sometimes you do something not because you can win, because it's the right thing to do. I assume you're talking about what I was saying with the third path and stuff. I'll get back to that, but again, yeah, no, it's fine, it's fine. I'm happy I caught on before we got into argument. But yeah, the spatial destruction thing is such a bad idea to bring back, because that is the one capability that you should not have allowed them to have again, and should be restricted to only the Septarian of Zero. Because again, everything needs to revolve around that immediately, because it is the weapon of mass destruction. It is the weapon that no one can stop. The first step of Mil Mirage should be, how do we get rid of the Aeons? That should be the first fucking step of it, because if you can't get rid of the Aeons, you already lost the war. That's the problem. The existence of Mil Mirage isn't necessarily because Yusei thinks she can win, but possibly because she has to try. Which I do admire for. It's just that Mil Mirage is sadly a really shit plan. Insofar as it's the first step of a good plan, and it stops at step 1, making it into a bad plan. But yeah, the spatial destruction, I thought their mechs didn't have that capability, and that's so insane. The Aeons being virtually invincible to anything lesser than Finite is also a massive problem. Exactly. The Aeons... Okay, so, if the Aeons were limited to ground assault only, because let's say they need to be connected to the spirit veins, so that way they can function, because they don't have the Septarian of Zero, that would be one way to limit their options and make them not as overpowered. It's oh shit, they're there, but it's they can only travel along the spirit veins, because anywhere else they lose the power. It's okay, we can work with that, that's actually, you can work with that. They don't overwhelm the plot then suddenly. Cool. Or you go with oh shit, they don't, or they work offside the spirit veins, but they lose their special abilities, so they're just strong mechs, which you can work around. It makes sense that Novartis would be trying to give them the spatial destruction without the Septarian of Zero. You're not wrong there, Carrie. I just don't think he should be successful at it. All that was a line by one of the characters, never determined that in that cutscene. Don't know if that actually had or not. Okay, but Rax, on two fronts. One, did that character have any reason to lie about it? And two, does the writers have any reason for us to... Have the writers given us any reason to think that that wouldn't be the case anymore? If the writers have said a character has said the case, and the character doesn't seem to be the type who lied about it, and the writers seem treated it as an actual threat, and every other character treated it as an actual threat, so it seems to be an actual thing. The character has every reason to lie about it. They were in a position of absolute victory already. Why lie? Remember, the Aeons showed up before the Courageous. So, before the, like... Even if the Aeons honestly didn't have the spatial destruction ability, it'd be like, hey, we brought 3 Aeons with us. Aeons? I always forgot how you say it. And it's just like, oh shit. And they're just like, yeah, you guys had a hard time with one of those, we brought 3. Now fucking die. Because they might have done something you didn't want them to. Cedric wanted everyone on that ship dead. Which, like, I don't get why. You know, to even think about it, like, yeah, no, it wasn't even a threat. He was just wasn't he kind of just saying, Cedric kind of saying, Aeon fucking destroy this shit. Spatial destruction. Use your special move. And it's like, yeah, that makes sense for Cedric to want to do. He just wants these people dead. You think it's Ion? Okay. You say Aeon. Aeon. Ion. Ways of on. Sure, but what if that's not what they want? The issue is, at that time... Okay, so at that time, it is what Cedric wants. And until Ozzy shows up, everyone is behind what Cedric does. So, like, until Ozzy shows up on his Zoom chat, everyone who's there with Cedric is like, yeah, you know, Cedric, you're going a bit far, but we'll listen to you. Yep, it's fine. And then when Ozzy shows up, everyone's like, okay, guys, let's stop. Maybe that's why Ozzy showed up. I mean, I'm not fine with Ozzy showing up right now still, but, like, if everyone stops because Ozzy's the higher up in the command chain and he tells them to, it's like, fine, okay. But, like, Cedric had the entire intention of destroying and killing everyone. He went there to kill everyone who was on the panic rule. And meeting up there. It's like, okay, yeah. I have no problem with that. You can imagine him going, you're gonna kill them, get on the phone and tell them to stop. Get me on my Zoom call. They're gonna die. This was just the play of the scene in Azure on top of the tower instead of Grimly got to Victor. Oh damn, not even that wrong. Huh. But yeah, what I was just saying there. The Aeons are way too powerful. Like, again, they were the threat. Let's remember Azure right now, okay? The 3 Aeons, admittedly powered by the Septarian of Zero, were able to be a force strong enough to keep back by themselves because the entirety of the Erebonian and Calvard armies that tried invading. Let's remember that, okay? Like, the Aeons are... To take them down, what did it require? It needed a Merkaba. It needed a Merkaba's weapon powered by a Stigma from a Dominion, for one. It needed Patamater and it needed 2 former Enforcers, a Rising Star of a Bracer, and Patamater to take another one down. And then it required the entirety of the SSS to take down another one. Like, their fucking power level is insanity. You don't know if you'd engage with a weapon capable of defeating a fortress from existence without more information. I mean, exactly, but like, it is honestly, the terrifyingness of that is, those 3 things are so, those 3 are so fucking dangerous. It's insanity. You're the worst. Back in Code 3 did eat part of Valmar's sword. Damn. When does the attack on the fortress occur? You mean in Azure? I think it's right after Croix declares himself president of the world, if I remember correctly. Erebonius still sent another division according to Azure. They were beaten back, of course. Yeah, no, the problem with the Aeons in this entire thing is they are such a force of nature. Like, let's remember for a second, there are only 2 Divine Knights on the good guy side right now. They have 2 Divine Knights, okay? That's all they've got. And those are really the only things they have, along with the Merkaba, which can compete with a Aeon. Like, those are the only 3 things they have on their side right now that can compete with them. And when in the sky, I'm actually not sure if, I don't know if how effective the Divine Knights are at fighting in the air. So I don't know if they'd even be good for fighting the Flying Aeon, which leaves the only thing that can really fight against the Flying Aeon being a Merkaba. And then nothing else in that case, which really sucks. And I remember Kevin barely managed to win that fight in Azure even, and he had to use his full power to Stigma. Ordine can fly. Guys failed to dent its shield in that battle too? Damn. But yeah, no, the Aeons are just such a... The Aeons have been consistently written to be an overwhelmingly powerful force and weaponry that it really... It baffles my mind that they actually are letting them still exist in this case without... So, like, it seems like the Aeons are at full power, which is what really sucks. I want you to answer this question for me right now, okay? Compared to the Aeons that were being powered by the Septarian of Zero, what makes the current Aeons any different? Like, what makes them any different? Like, that's a question, because currently, there doesn't seem to be any difference. And that's bad, because that means that people have to fight with, like, this same thing. We don't know anything about the new Aeons, and we really should, I think. I'd say we really should know, because, like, if we know nothing new about the new Aeons. So, I am left to think that they have the same capabilities as the old Aeons. I have no reason to think they don't have those capabilities right now. And I'm left to just go, like, if they're the same as Kia's Aeons, Eons, it's fucking... They're absurd. They're absolutely absurd if that's the case. But, and I'm kind of going with that because I got no information being contradictory right now. Like, that's the problem right now. I don't have any contradictory information, sadly. So if I did, I could kind of work against that, but nothing they currently have makes me think, nah, they can't do the things they were doing back then. They haven't used spatial destruction, so we can't assume they have it. They have not proven they cannot use spatial destruction, so... God fucking damn it, you mean Neko checkmate... stalemate is fucking... Yeah. Blah blah, devil's proof. Well... It's just you mean Neko now, god damn it. It's up to the base... person making the claim to prove it. This is a wait and see moment then. Because as the devil's proof says, you can't prove a negative. Yep. Hey, look at that! Educated by the game. Wowzers, this is that incredible. Sorry, but like, even if the Aeons honestly don't have their capabilities, like even if they can't do the spatial destruction and stuff, they're still incredibly powerful robots anyway. Like that's another problem. I guess that's a problem with Panzer Soldats and the mechas in general. Or rather the regular mechas, where I'm honestly not sure how strong they're meant to be at this point. Because, Jesus Christ, when was the last time we saw a normal mecha, like, win a battle that wasn't, like, empowered by an Awakener's link or anything? Like, when was the last time we saw that? I'm trying to remember. In Kotsu 2, they'd be evenly matched with tanks in a vacuum. To be honest, they're kind of shit since they have to be lightly armored enough to be mobile. Tanks are better, yeah. Like, once the psychological element goes away, there is the question of, like, what the fuck's the point of these ones? Hello, Zane, talking about Coach Seal and shit again. I'm getting distracted, so I'm typing a lot less. They look cool, BB, that's enough. Some of them don't look as cool. I don't like the design of the Goliath, honestly. Have updated Campy yet? No, I haven't. I've got... That'll work. You agree about the Goliath's design? Good to know. Yeah, I don't think it's got the greatest of designs. Shame. The Goliath stuck. The Zabbers look stupid with their incredibly thin waist. The guys suck from the military standpoint. It's artillery bait, nothing more. Yeah, it really. I think the problem that Trails has gone into with the war aspect is Trails is writing about war without being a war story. So it's like the writers for the games don't seem to know enough about war to actually be writing a compelling, like, tactics and stuff, which really sucks. Why wouldn't you make something more conventional? Who knows? Trails is more about the politics of war than the war itself. Yeah, but the politics of war kind of fails if what they're talking about with war and preparing for it doesn't make sense. Have you ever thought it's odd that Ouroboros seems to just have insane technology compared to everyone else? The only reason, Rax, I don't think that's odd, or I acknowledge it as just being a part of the story, is because it's been that case from day one. From the first time Ouroboros was introduced and even first chapter's ending to their appearances in second chapter, they have consistently been at the forefront of technology. That's never been not the case. So it's just, so when I see that, I'm just like, yeah, it makes sense for them to have the most advanced stuff. I'm not really left questioning it or being in disbelief, because it's been thoroughly established throughout the story. if it like I think it's stupid in its own way, but I don't like it sometimes, but I'm not gonna ever be like, oh, that makes no sense, because again, they established it thoroughly enough that I'm just like, yeah, fine. Oh, right, I need an infinity symbol. I will say as well that, like, how do I put this part? I don't know if you did it intentionally, but you used the wrong steel. On which parts? Because it's probably somewhere. Yep. Nope, that one's right. On the Prince of Remiferia. Thank you. I'll compare this. I was a lot more hyped at the end of Azure, and I was a lot more hyped for the assault on Crossbow in Azure than I was for this. I think I'm gonna say that's a fair comparison here. I think that's a fair comparison, saying like, because like both events have a lot of old characters coming together to fight and overcome a threat. I know it's the end game versus the midpoint in comparing the two, but at the same time, I think what's important here is like, I was a lot more hyped up to see Kevin, Estelle, Joshua, Ren, and Powder Mater fights like against this and work together and all this stuff, compared to here where a lot more people are fighting together, and a lot more people I know, and I'm a lot not as invested. Like you can look back at my Crossbow like highlight stream and you can see how excited I was during that entire thing. Like like this really, yeah, the curse really drains the hype factor in a lot of ways, and like the plot just doesn't make a lot of sense right now, which just detracts a lot for me. Like, I will say as well, Kevin being there, Reese being there, like, it felt like it had a purpose. Estelle and Joshua didn't come in until they were needed, you know? And when they were needed, it made sense. It's like, we need someone to help us fucking fight a mech. What do? Get another mech? Mech? Yeah, that makes sense. It's like, yeah, that's good. I have a lot of problems with Zero and Azure, don't get me wrong. But I think they did the cameos and implementation of past characters a lot better than this game has. You disagree about Curse? Not sure it's necessary, but I don't think it distracts that much from the plot. I mean, I think this man here summarizes my entire problem with the Curse very well, in that it forces people to act out of character. Everyone says it's a personification of nationalism, and I question, why not just make it nationalism? And then this man's the answer, because Victor wouldn't change, because everything we know about Victor Arcade says this man would never side with Ozzy if it wasn't for the curse. No, this man is not a nationalist. He does not do things for his country in that regard. He fights for what's right. But the curse says nah, and he's doing it now because of other things. Because if they actually had to write him having a change of heart, it'd be hard, and they couldn't do it. So they used the curse instead. It's a... How do I put this? The curse is a shortcut in writing terms. It is... it's cheating the pathway to take. It's cheating having to, like, put in the effort to write compelling reasons for why characters are doing what they're doing, why they're changing sides, why they're mentally different, why they're saying this and that, why they've gone from being peaceful to intolerant and stuff like that, and saying it's a curse. They don't have, they're avoiding having to actually, like, write, well, it is made for no. Gary. The audience does not dictate the quality of the writing. The audience does not dictate what quality of the writing will be. You can write complex stuff, and it can be fine for whatever age. You can write simple stuff, and it can be fine for every age. What matters, what changes is the subject matter. They do not have to dumb it down for teens. When I was a teen, you did not have to dumb down the subjects when I was there. Everything made sense still. The good media made sense. It was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. That's fine. It's like, nah. Your point was that they're making it easier for people to understand? I think it makes it harder, personally. Like, if I was a kid, if I was, let's say, 14 years old and I was playing this game, I would be... What would I think? I'd probably be a lot more excited overall, but I would probably start memeing on the curse a lot more and kind of laughing about it instead of being exhausted by it. I'd be like, it's the curse! I'd be like going, oh, I tripped on my shoe, it's the curse, ha ha ha, and all that stuff. But, like, I wouldn't take the curse seriously. I actually wouldn't take the entire story very seriously at that because of the curse, more than likely. I'd enjoy the story probably more because I wouldn't care as much about the problems curse causes, but I would take the story less seriously because of the curse. I'd be happy to be playing a scene. Oh, I'm not denying that part. Sorry, I was closing my eyes and thinking about trying to recall how I would feel. Mind-honoring plots for Anne is just writer saying they do not know how to organically make a character do what they're doing. Yu does this, and every time that happens, just deflate. A says he hates Carrie's argument. Something made for kids is not justification for dumbing down. You can change what is presented, but dumbing down is a disservice of the subject matter. That's what Carrie's saying. That's what they're saying. Dumbing down means that it's put into similar concepts. Nationalism is hard to get across to younger audiences. Curse are easy. When I was 14, Carrie, when I was 14 years old, I was already taught about the Nazis and about like how they rose to power. Like, I understood what nationalism was. Like that was I understood what it was. I was taught about Nazis and what happened and like how they came into how such horrible people came to power. Like that was taught. Oh shit! Press the wrong button. There you go. The other thing is that it's not the story they wanted to tell. If it's not this, no, I'm actually thinking about it now. What story did they want to tell here? What story are they trying to tell? What are they trying to tell? I'm actually kind of having a hard time thinking about it right now. Like, what story are they wanting to tell for these two, for 3 and 4? Is it the story of, like, growing up? Is it the story about a mech royale? Is it a story of political intrigue? I don't know the story yet, BB. That's why you don't know what it is. I played through an entire game. I played through the entirety of 3 carry. I feel like I should have an idea what the story's about by now. Like, I shouldn't be this... I feel like I shouldn't be this lost, which either means the story has failed or I'm failing. It's one of the two things. And I feel like maybe I am fucking up here and I'm just not getting it. But when I'm halfway through this second part of the story, it's like, I feel like I should be able to say, yeah, this is what the story's about. The difference between that and Umineko is well, actually, no, even Umineko I can say. I can say from episode 2 onwards that Umineko is a story about love. And that is absolutely true. Like, that's the key part of without love, it cannot be seen was mentioned in Umineko chapter 2, episode 2. And we've known it's been about love this entire time, from then on. So, like, yeah, that works. It's not subtle about it, admittedly, but it doesn't have to be in that case, I guess. I get what the story's about. But I'm just trying to think, like, what is Code Steel 3 and 4 about? And am having a hard time getting, like, a general theme going for it. War is bad? I mean, Code Steel 1 and 2 said the same thing. Actually, every Code Steel, every game probably has, but, like, it's just me trying to think, like, what's the general theme of 3 and 4? I'm just trying to think about it now. Like, I almost want to say it's about growing up, but at the same time, I don't think that makes enough sense. You think it's a group of people caught in events and how they react to the world that's changing around them? So you're trying to say it's a character-focused story, then? Which isn't untrue, but... Then what's it a character-focused story about for each character? Like, Reen's character... okay, so... Kurt is learning to be self-confident. Muse is learning to have self-worth, which is kind of the same as Kurt. Ash is learning to deal with trauma and find friendship, and Yuna is learning about self-worth. Again. Huh. And then Reen is learning about his self-worth. Am I reading that wrong? I feel like I must be reading that wrong, right? There's no way 4 of the main characters are all about the same thing. That doesn't feel correct. What's the general theme of Sky and Crossbell? My immediate thought for Sky is the past does not define you, the future, you define your future. Like, that's my immediate thought for Sky is, do not let the past define you, you create your own future. That's definitely something I immediately think about, considering everything with Kevin, with Joshua, with Ren, with, like, a lot of characters, and, like, where a lot of characters make mistakes is letting their past define them entirely, and not trying to forge their own future. Like that's actually, like, a big reason for, like, even Wiseman, is he let the tragedy of his past completely overwhelm everything he could have been. Crossbow, I feel like it's learning when to rebel. It's learning when the sacrifices are too much. It's learning to. It's like about how not always the greater good will be for the best. And like I guess Code Seal is giving me a bit of a harder time. You say he's about trying to live up to responsibilities? You know he's about trying to overcome her hero worship and to rely on himself more. Altina's about how there's more to life than... Wow, how the fuck did I forget about Altina? Wow, that's terrible of me. Oops. Altina's about learning there's more to life than just following orders. I guess that might be why I have a hard time saying that there's actually why I have a hard time saying what immediately what Code Seal 3 and 4 are about. Like if it is about how the characters each one grows, then I guess that is part of the. Ooh, that probably would explain why I have a big problem with just the other characters in general. If you put it like that, Carrie. It's because the story is about how characters react to everything and how they grow, and then we have a bunch of characters that aren't getting that focus to learn how they're reacting and growing to everything as well. And that's what might make me care about them a lot less. Crossbow, work to get over your obstacles, barriers, and how insurmountable they look. Shortcuts leading to your goals aren't to be taken if it isn't the right thing to do. Yeah, that's putting it a lot better than how I put it. A lot of the returning character stories are over. Yeah, that is a general problem, definitely. By having a story about character growth, and then having all these characters who have done growing and don't need any more, you end up with characters which feel super, unnecessary. You feel like they aren't needed to be here. They're superfluous. Superfluous. Yeah. Most of the Skycast stories are done. Yeah. It does result in a lot of the characters just kind of being there. Hell, even some of Class 7 stories are done too. Yep. A's agreeing with Rax that 2 next steps for characters are needed. The end of the stories being a new one kind of deal. They're just here for fan service. And ironically enough, because they're just here for fan service, I don't care about them as much. That's a definite thing, because even in even in Zero, Estelle and Joshua weren't static characters. They had a go, they had something they were doing still, and Ren wasn't a static character either, and when they were brought back in Azure, they weren't, sitting around the plot for most of the game. They weren't there for most of the game until the very end, when they could step in and help. That worked better for them. Yeah, the story wasn't done yet. Yeah. And then when it was done for that bit, they only came in at the end to, of the next game to kind of wrap up and help out. It's yeah, that's good. They weren't needed any longer than that, and they did their job, and it worked well. And even that small bit, they developed even more because Powder Mater died, and then they got to work through that, and yeah, good stuff. You think Code Seal 4 is kind of indulgent, but it is for the wrap-up for 9 games worth of story. F for Padamater. Yeah, sad. Good boy he was. God damn it, am I gonna have to do this tomorrow because I spent all fucking morning here, like, just, like, talking about the story again? God damn me. I probably will. But yeah, it's just, there are various problems. With the story as is. Board stream? Nah, rant stream. I mean, I like to call it a discussion stream more so in that case. It's at least at 300 that many new characters to the board, so the board might be fine. I might be able to update individual characters a lot better, yeah. LGB, add the sticky notes on existing characters so that you wouldn't forget about them. Okay, you know what? Yeah, let's do that before I completely forget for every single character. Let's first off do. Oh yeah, Reen. Be frank with me, guys. Like, tell me the truth. Am I actually supposed to take Reen even slightly seriously? Like, am I actually supposed to take his lines about these? I am. I actually am. What the fuck? What the fuck? He says, like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. How the fuck am I supposed to see this person as anything but a piece of crap? Like, the game has done nothing to make me like her, and has actively done everything to make me hate her. It's absolutely absurd. Like who? Irina is by far and away the most. Irina is the worst one in that regard. She's the one who characters consistently are like, oh my god, it's Irina, guys. She's a bit of a bitch, but you know she's got a good heart in her. Meanwhile, Irina literally helping the end of the world. It's like, the fuck are you doing about? I think a big problem is Alberic fucking... I'm gonna put this here for him. He talks about ending the end, how this plan is gonna be the end of the world all the time, and you don't think you're supposed to like her, just not hate her? Okay, the game still does a shit job at that. Let me look at some of the screenshots I fucking took. Oh, right. How could I forget? Interestingly, you're editing, you guys talk about Rose versus Irina. Irina looks better in comparison. Irina looks better in comparison solely because Irina doesn't, like, on the larger scale, Irina is worst. She results in a lot, her actions result in a lot more people dying. On the personal scale, Irina is a shit ton worse. I mean, Rosa's a shit ton worse because she hurts a single person a lot. Like, it's an interesting contrast between the two because one of them, that's what I said on my streams too. Oh, good thing I'm consistent about what I talk about in that case. Yeah, Irina is negligent to her daughter instead of abusive, but she does result in a lot more actual people dying. While Rosa is a crap mother, but her actions are constrained to one child rather than every child. Alright, Cedric, let me just put this here for you, my bud. Also need campy note. Right, where the fuck are you? There you are. Oh, right, I was gonna say, I have the screenshot pulled up, but, you know, you remember how fucking some characters were saying, oh no, Luciola would never kidnap, Sarah? Do you guys remember that? That was dumb as shit. That was dumbest of shits. Like, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, you fucking with me? They didn't say that Lucy wouldn't do it. They said that Lucy would be pissed if the rest of Ouroboros did it. I put her away to go, it's fine, it's fine. Rosalia can defend herself. Also, she's actually a hag, so it's fine. Oh, right, that's right. How did I forget? Hold on. I need to... Do you guys remember as well? Hey, do you guys remember as well that Kurt said... That Kurt said, oh, yeah, you know what? In regards to Duvie, she's polite to everyone, doesn't look down on others, even if they're her enemy. Apparently, no one told him about fucking Code Seal 2, how she did that exact fucking thing. And I question if the writers remember that she did those exact things. Do they remember she did that literal shit? Do they remember that? Probably not, but we stand Dewey in this chat, so she can do no wrong. You think even the writers only remember Dewey as a dork? Yeah, it's kind of like, I read that and I just was like, what the fuck is happening here? Are you seriously saying no one's remembered that she didn't? Like, come on. Like, I like Dewey, but don't try, like, erasing what she's actually like, please. You mean Kurt might only be talking about the times he interacted with her? He's not an omniscient narrator? Yeah, which is why I said I'm not sure if the writers remembered or if this is just Kurt, because, yeah, Kurt wasn't there for that, but I'm not sure if like, Green doesn't think to himself, she wasn't always like this, or anything like that, which makes me question if the writers remembered that shit either. Like, because if the writers remembered that, I would have expected a snide remark in, like, Green's mind, which he goes, well, I wouldn't say she's always like that, you know, or something. It's just a case of, like, why isn't Reen thinking anything about that? Seems a bit odd. He's usually at least a little bit snarky in his mind. What? Oh, this is fine. This is fine. Don't worry. This is something, it's about Yuna and her self-insert nature. It's funny. I like it. I kept it. This was something Clips posted quite a while back, and I just put it on the board in the sideline because I think it's funny. Ah, right. Let me remember this. Anyone else find it kind of funny how desperately the writers tried making Ellie relevant to Miss Worthless? Like, I think Maribel only responded to one thing that Ellie said to her. Like, Ellie said one thing. There's only one thing out of a lot that Ellie said to Maribel, where she was like, "Oh yeah, hi Ellie," and then everywhere else has been nothing. Ellie is fine, not all characters need a point. Yeah, but it's kind of embarrassing when the writers try to make a point and then it's very clear the writers want a point with Ellie and Maribel. They just ain't doing it well in any fucking way. Ellie needs to let Maribel go. It honestly do better for her character if she acknowledged that the girl the childhood friend she grew up with, who she saw as a sibling, never was real and doesn't exist now, and she, like, moved on. It'd honestly be better for her character than this desperate, what the fuck's happening? No, you're not like this. This isn't right. It'd be better for her. Oh, there's a fucking hot take, I think. Carrie saying Ellie is the worst character failure in the series, worse than Gaius. Ooh, interesting. Do I disagree? I think I disagree solely because Gaius has had... the writers have been a lot more desperate to make Gaius into like a actual character than they have been with Ellie. Oh, you're saying as a character failure, you mean the writers didn't do shit with her? Okay, I see. Yeah, no, they really don't do anything with her. Ellie had potential, guys never did. From her reaction in Zero's now, she just fell across the board. I think Guys actively hurts the story a lot more. While Ellie is pointless, but she doesn't do necessarily any harm to the story. I guess that's why I don't hate Ellie as much as I hate Guys, because Guys I was in the same kind of camp as Ellie in Code Steel 1 and 2, where I didn't care about him at all. And then in 3 and 4, I started hating him because he became a problem for the story. Guys had to have potential grafted onto him. Yep. Ellie had it and wasted it entirely. She is the part of the SSS that was supposed to be the political backbone, and then they just kind of fucked that up completely, and that sucks. Anyone else need a little... Oh, yep. Zero and Azure... Oh, shit. Zero and Azure revolves around the blandest of bland characters. Lloyd is untoasted white bread. Say what we about Reen, and you have... And I have, but at least he has personality. I mean, I think Reen and Lloyd aren't that different from each other. I find them both annoying in very similar ways. I don't like either of them necessarily, but I do hate Lloyd a bit more because of his bonding scene with Ellie at the end of Azure. That bonding scene still pisses me off. He's almost perfect in the way everyone claims Reen is. God. Anyone else think it's absolutely fucking absurd that we have like, I'm sorry, Lecter and Claire, why the fuck... Michael has a more of a moral backbone than these fucking two seem to have anything. And I hate it. I hate that these two are so... I can't even put it into words how much I despise these two right now. Or all three of these. These three are fucking stupid. I'm sorry. Michael here is like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking go with the people I trust and care about. These three are like, oh, but what if I fuck up? Oh, but I've got responsibility. Oh, but I have to do the wall. Just like, shut the fuck up. You are contributing to the problem directly. Shut the fuck up. I do not care for your angst. I'm like, they actually piss me off so much. Ugh. Then we have Rufus, who may have some other plan. Yeah, the only reason I don't group Rufus with these three is because he might have something. If he doesn't have something, then Rufus is also going in the same bin as these three. But because he might have something, I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt for now. If he doesn't have something really good, he will be fucking punished with a what the fuck speech. Like, I don't know why. There's essentially no reason currently, and if I swear to Christ, if they're like, oh no, it's because these two are like, you know, they're under the effects of the curse, that's why they're like this, that will not make this any better. That would just fucking make it the curse shit again. That's already horrendous. Oh yeah, let me remind you guys again, this is fucking bullshit. Okay, I just remembered this point and I'm gonna make a little thing about it, but you guys remember now that apparently... she can control the ions. She's got that same skill as goddamn, she can do the same thing that fucking, Ren could do with Paramater, guys. Even though the only reason Ren was able to do that was because she was exception among exceptions. It wasn't just a mental thing you needed to control the Paramater, you also needed to have the literal body needed to do it. You needed extensive biological compatibility with him, because that system didn't work otherwise. That's literally her power. The Aeons were developed as successor to Paramater. Okay, so that means that they somehow my problem with it comes in the form of it was made its exceptional thing about like how hard it was, and then it just becomes, actually, we fucking fixed that problem off screen, and just like, really? Incredible. Amazing. And that like, I don't like. It's kind of like saying, it's kind of like having in one game in a series being like, my god, you can heal people with magic? That's incredible. What a unique ability. No one else can do that. If it wasn't you, no one else could. Then 3 games later, like, oh yeah, everyone has that healing ability. We just got it now. Yeah, Professor Mr. Smarty Pants made the devices. We gotta do it now. Yep. Just like, you didn't. That just happened. Yeah. What? Why? Don't you think that should get some kind of focus? I mean, it's a big change. It used to be something only one person could do. Nah. What? You love Professor Smarty Pants. He's your favorite character from Fantasy RPG. Ah, yes, of course he is. Mr. Smarty Pants, how amazing. But, yeah, that just, it's honestly the fact that it's off screen. I can buy the explanations you guys give me for why she can do it. It's just the fact that she's doing the same thing that Ren did, and there was an entire point that what Ren did was, like, special. That it was exceptional, and now it's a case of, oh, it's not exceptional, without anything changing, seemingly, except in the background. That really bothers me. I guess if I were to make a comparison to something that did happen in the series with some build-up, I'd compare it to the internet, proto-internet they've got right now. Like, imagine for a second if you had none of the progress of the internet you didn't have the first kind of orbital computer in first and second chapter, you didn't have the proto-internet in Azure and Zero, and starting in Code Steel series, suddenly they have the full internet access. Like, you'd just be like, what the fuck? Where did this come out of? It'd be absolutely crazy advancement, you know? It'd be like, it's jumping from cell phones, or not even that, to, oh yeah, we got the internet. It's like, it'd be fucking like, okay, that can happen, but you haven't explained, but you didn't do any of the build-up for it, or show any possible explanation for it. The way she's controlling them is the same as what Ren was doing. Is there any reason not to, though? Like, oh. Oh shit, that just hit me. Even in this game alone, we have, in the Code Steel series, we have the dolls controlled by, Altina and Millennium, and they're specially born to be able to use those dolls. Like, they were created, there's homunculi created and given specialized dolls that they can use. And then there's Maribel, who's just like, yeah, I can do it too. Like, even if she's controlling it in that way, that's absurd still. Damn. I hadn't even really thought about that. And yes, I'm making all the lines smaller because they're too big right now. Maribel was controlling dolls back in Azure. Okay, but like, they're not big. Like, I think that's a big thing for me is they're not big dolls. The ones she's controlling now are like, yeah, they're decent sized, but like, they're not fucking human sized or anything. They're small things. They're relatively small things. It's like, yeah, I can believe that a lot more than I can other stuff. To be fair, the OZ were only made to be fused with their shells to make the sword of the end. Fair enough, fair enough. Well, George worked on Powder Motor too. True. You know, it just hit me. Of all the characters to not bring back, it's actually really weird to not bring back George. Considering how much he has to do with dolls, it's like, you know, there's a lot he could probably add to the game as is. They haven't brought him back, surprisingly enough. And they haven't even mentioned him. It's actually kind of surprising when I think about that. George is pronounced George. Yeah, yay, lovely. I hate letters on my enemies. I think making these lines smaller is actually really helpful. It's starting to, oh yeah, the lines being smaller helps a lot. Holy shite. What's not to get? There's Georg, Georg, and George from Mecha. What's confusing? Georg just dipped away after Azure. I don't think the Ouroboros got so access to Rosenborg is part of their 13 Factories network. I mean, probably not. I gotta say, we still haven't got an answer, by the way, of like, why, how does the curse choose which people ride with what Awakeners keep living? Because we've got on record a couple Awakeners that died and didn't come back to life, yet for some reason Artoria was allowed, and like everyone at the time that she became a, yeah, no, everyone else doesn't become it, but like Artoria for some reason. Ozzy, if you're an old fuck, I'm gonna be pissed. Is that all the lines made smaller? I think that actually is. Honestly, making the line smaller makes this a lot better immediately. Definitely the correct choice to do it like that. But I'm gonna stream, okay. Guys, keep me up on this, force me into it. I'm gonna stream more black space, makes it less tiring in the eyes, yeah. Or blank space, yep. Yeah, that right decision to make these lines just slightly smaller. Makes everything a little bit better. Still, some parts are hard to read, but like, definitely what I should have been doing before. Okay. My backlog is getting big too, yep. So tomorrow I'm definitely gonna harass me if I don't. I need to stream. I need to stream tomorrow for more board work. Like probably around the same time for a bit less time, but you know, gotta do. Anyway, your book backlog is getting big too. Yeah, I need a time to read those too. Yeah. Anyway. thank you all for coming to today's live stream. Hope you guys had a good time. If there's time coming, suggest you subscribe and hit the notification post or where I'm streaming. If you have anything oh shit, that's right, I have the music on still. Or I don't. Okay. If there's something coming, suggest you subscribe and hit the notification post or where I'm streaming. If you like another video, leave a like, leave a comment down below, and share the video around with you. Everything might be interested. But until next time, I'm gonna get close. I'm gonna get quiet. And I'm gonna say goodbye.